Fala galera, estamos onde? Estamos em Nova York, estamos na frente de onde? Da NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, a maior bolsa do mundo. É aqui que acontece todos os negócios. Tu acha que é fácil entrar aí, ó? Só com hashtag contato, hashtag... Aqui o negócio é foda em frente de Springfield, bom, Fomos, e vamos parar pra essa bolsa aí, vamos bater o martelo, vamos visitar o touro. Tem a garota aqui também, ó, olha só que garota brava, tá aí, ó, essa garotinha da Terra, ó, nossa senhora, ela treina melhor do que eu. É isso aí, galera, viemos pra Nova York nesse frio bizarro. E é isso aí, ó, a bolsa aqui, tá aí, Tom, tá aí o Zu, e tamo junto. É isso aí, galera. Como é que vai ser? Como é que é treinar nessa bolsa? Como é que funciona essa bolsa? O que tem de mágico? Ela tem pré-market? O que é pré-market? O que é aftermarket? Como é que funciona esse negócio? E as ADR, o volume dela é boa assim mesmo? Essas ações são negociadas aí. É isso aí. Estão aqui e vamos tirar essas dúvidas pra vocês. Ficou com dúvida? Deixa aqui no comentário. E já sabe, ó, não esquece, ó, já ativa o sininho, se inscreve no canal, dá o seu like e estamos em Nova York por vocês. Diz aí, pra qual outro canto a gente vai viajar pra falar sobre Bolsa de Valores? Comenta aqui que a gente vai pegar o avião e vai fazer outra série também. Seguinte, a gente tá aqui perguntando pra ele, a gente tá sabendo que, tipo, hoje em dia não é mais permitido fazer naked short selling. Você lembra do episódio do naked short selling? Não é mais permitido aqui. Antigamente era. Algumas pessoas tinham o benefício de ficar segurando um bom tempo, infinitamente, sem alugar. A área que a gente tava ali era a parte de ADR, tá? Tipo, não sei se vocês viram ali, Vale do Rio Doce, Bradesco, tá? Vale do Rio Doce foi a ação mais negociada ontem na Bolsa de Nova York por causa da tragédia de Brumadinho. Aqui nos Estados Unidos foi a ação mais negociada. Então, ele tá falando que assim, você tem Fox aqui com espaço menor, a CNN tá presente, ali você tem uma galera de YouTube, aqui você tem a CNBC, tem vários sponsors aqui dentro, tipo, inclusive passa até na Times Square, enfim, aqui é tudo espaço publicitário. Você vê, tem câmera ali, tudo ao vivo, o negócio aqui é frenético. Ele fala que na hora que toca o sino o negócio é bizarro, o negócio não dá nem pra... Ele falou que o Jim Cramer tava aí agora há pouco. Uma pena que a gente não pegou ele aí.
So I trade JP Morgan. Anyone that wants to trade JP Morgan has to come through here. They have like 3.3 billion shares outstanding.
Wow.
It does 10 million a day. Fairly active, considering it's $104 a share. If you look at a stock like GE is $8 a share, right? You can trade a lot more than $8.
Yeah.
Right, but you get a lot of flippers, right? That can trade GE and say, I can buy it at 805 and sell it at 807. I'll make 2 cents and I'll try to do that all day long. This, you can get blown up. You can't buy 5,000 shares of this and try to flip it. I mean, you can. It's just a lot harder.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to buy the first initial position.
I mean, much more money.
Yeah, you got to have a lot more capital. And C, trying to get out of it, you're not going to be able to hit bids. Like, it's going to disappear on you. So you're like, you buying it at 104.74. You're like, yeah, I'm long 5 now. Yeah, sweet. Okay, I'm going to try to sell this out. Oh my God, all the bids are gone. GE is much bigger. There's much more depth. So if I buy it at 815 and all of a sudden I think it's going to go lower, there's still probably going to be an 815 bid because it's $8. Like, it's huge.
Okay.
This, it's too fast.
What we were talking about the depth of market. So GE has much more like...
Yeah, much more depth, yeah. And outside the framework. So let's say GE is, I don't know what the price is. Let's say $8.30. Offered at 831. It's a penny.
It's
a penny market, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be 10,000 up, let's say, and that'll be, you know, maybe.
And if you go to sell in 831, you should go on the line, right? So there's a lot of people.
Correct, but there's going to be probably like 80 participants of 100 shares at each price point. No one wants to advertise their true sale.
Yeah.
Their true number.
Okay.
So someone may be willing to buy 1 million at 830, they're not going to advertise it.
Okay.
Because someone's either
it's a hidden bid, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Someone's going to penny him and pay 831 and say, well, I'm going to make this guy pay up.
The same thing in Brazil.
I'm just saying.
But the minimum for us is 5,000 to do a hidden like order.
5,000 shares.
5,000 shares. Yeah.
Really?
The minimum for like to do a hidden order.
If you want 200,000, it will be for 5,000. Yeah.
That's not
You go
here.
to the back of the line. If somebody is here,
We have that too. Priority,
Yeah.
precedence, and,
Cool.
and price and all that stuff. But that generally doesn't happen. I'll show you J.P. Morgan, for example. So this is what's called the order entry book.
yeah.
75 bid offered at 77, right? This is generally a penny spread,
Yeah.
almost all the time. This case, it happens to be 2 cents sometimes, but it's only for 500 shares, 700 shares, 1,200 shares.
Okay.
Because it's $100, no one is willing to step in here. You go down a little bit lower, down 15 cents, someone's willing to buy 10.
Okay.
But down a penny, no one's willing to buy 10. Right? No one wants to advertise that, because if something comes out, if Trump tweets, hey, you guys got
Yeah. When you go through IPO, if you are flipper, people don't see you like a good guy, right? It's not. When I say flipper, it's like what I'm talk about. You go through IPO, you take the price outside the market, and you sell in the first day in the open market.
No one really knows who that is necessarily. There are so many people that are angel investors that only are given the shares at the IPO price. It might be so it's priced at 17. I own them at 17. Opens at 20. I'm flipping them. I don't care. I want out.
Okay.
There's a lot of companies, underwriters, the banks, Goldman Sachs, the Merrills, Morgan Stanleys, that have big customers that are investors, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do, right? They get them at 17. They sell them at 20.
Because I heard that if you do it a lot of time, you go through a blacklist. Like, I want you will hold these stocks, hold the securities.
I think there are restrictions on some, especially for insiders. But if you're an investor or a client, a mega client,
yeah,
I'm not so certain that they're gonna.
Oh, they don't care that much.
Yeah, I mean, they want you to make money because you're a big client, right?
Yeah.
So. They're also providing at that time.
Sure.
So if I buy it at 17, I got it on the IPO price, and the stock's going to open at 20, someone's willing to buy that, right?
Yeah.
So you need another side to provide.
Yeah,
for
sure.
that. So it's not the worst thing. That guy's willing to make $3, but potentially it could go to 25. You blew it out.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
There are cases where you get it at 17 and it opens at 15.
Sure.
And the guy sells it. The buyer loves that at 15. They 17, they 15. And that guy sold it because he just wanted out of it.
Yeah.
So it does work both ways.
Okay. É o seguinte, volume aqui geralmente eles vêm por número de ações, não por volume financeiro. Putz, você tá falando de IPO, tipo assim, dá pra flipar sim, não é mal visto, ainda mais pra cliente muito grande. But in this situation, like it's closed like $10 and it's opening $15. The stock market's postpartum. How can I say?
Postpone like the opening of that.
Is
there any rule that
in Brazil, if something,
if news hasn't been released, it can be delayed. But more often than not, we want it open. We want to trade it. We want all the volume to come through us.
Yeah, sure.
So if it's not, if all the news is out and there's no volatility pauses, I'm going to trade it. I'm going to indicate it $14, $16. It's trading at 15, and I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to put their orders in.
Okay.
And I'm going to say 14 and a half, 15 and a half. I'm going to tighten it.
Sure. It's going.
And then I might go 14.75, 15 and a quarter, and that's letting everyone know it looks somewhere in that middle. I open it at 15. We're ready to go. I gave everyone the opportunity to get involved. You missed it. That's your problem, not mine.
Okay. Because Brazil has some rules, so they give you more 5 minutes. If something's so strange out of the price, they postpone for 5 minutes, then plus a minute, plus a minute.
We have that.
Sometimes it's like a half an hour.
Yeah, yesterday.
With Vale, it's
more
like
than 30 minutes to open.
Right, we have volatility pauses too. If something moves more than 10% in a certain time frame, it will halt.
Okay.
But it's not on an opening generally. We're going to open it. We could open it at 15, and actually it's trading at 25. It's a bad opening by us, and it goes from 15 to 25 in a halt. I'm going to shut down for 5 minutes.
Okay.
But that's a really bad job on our part. We should never have opened it at 15. We should have.
It's like if some security in Brazil falls like 10%, it's like a circuit breaker just for the security. And I saw, I don't know if it was nice on Nasdaq about the flash crash. It's Glaxo, right? That falls like 50% or 60%, something like
We
that.
had a couple that did that. If it goes down more than 10%, it becomes sell short restricted.
Okay.
Which means you can't short it on a straight minus. You can short it on a zero minus or the best offer.
Okay.
You can't hit bids. But there are times that it can haul. But that first trade might not haul. So down 50% it might not haul. But
Okay.
once it trades down 50,
Okay.
now it's hauling.
Okay.
Okay, it won't stop you from trading down 50. But once it trades down 50, so the trade goes on and you're like, uh-oh. It didn't stop it. So you have to be careful about that.
Very nice.
The deals about personal investors and humans versus algorithms, the robots.
All right. Virtu is, we're algorithmic
Yeah.
as well as human.
Cool.
We incorporate both. So if you think about it, an algorithm is run by a human, right? It's programmed by a human. So it has characteristics that a human enters, but it reacts faster than a human. That's the difference between an algorithm. It reacts to certain events, certain news, certain parameters. But it just happens.
No
it happens. Yeah, exactly. Which is
Remove
hard.
the emotion.
Which is hard. When I started down here, I would be trading a stock. There'd be a ton of yelling and screaming, and I would be wrong as much as I'm right. But I tried to keep my emotions in check. Hopefully you didn't know if I was up or down money. That was the way I tried to operate. It's hard sometimes when you're losing $100,000, and you keep coming back and selling it, and I keep buying it like an idiot. Like, what am I doing here? It's hard, and I'm saying, what do you have? And you're not telling me. You just keep coming back and piling on. All right, so that's the one thing that an algorithm doesn't have. But it doesn't have the ability to understand a news release, to read what the news release is saying. That's the difference. It's awesome at reacting to preset market conditions.
Yeah.
But sometimes the Fed will come out and say, we're going to raise them a quarter point, right? And the algorithm says, if it's raised a quarter point, react this way.
Yeah.
But they could also say in the back end of that, but we're not raising them anymore for the next century. Well, you're buying them because they raised them a quarter and that met your threshold or your parameter. But they're not going to raise them again for a millennium. That's good news or bad news, however you want to read it. So there could be another reaction. And that's why you see around news releases, you see that volatility. Because there's a news release and then there's a conference about it. So it kind of goes like that. So I don't know if it's humans getting involved or other algorithms seeing the other side of it. But you have to use algorithms to be involved. There's all these different market centers that I need to get to immediately.
Yeah, react fast.
If I want to buy stock, I can't physically type it in. I'm too slow, right? It's got to happen instantaneously. I wasn't here for '87 crash. I came in after that. But 2008 was crazy. It was funny because every day you come in and be like, oh, it can only go down 200 points another 20 times and we're going to zero. Laughing about it. But that's like we're beaten into submission. And then there are certain days down here, the flash crash. I was on with Fox and the market was down 400, which was a big move, right? And we were talking about how bad it was. And as I'm on, the market went down 500, down 600, down 700, down 800. And finally, I just threw off my earpiece. I was like, I got to go. And the market was down 1,500, and I'm like, holy.
Galera, não se esquece, ativa as notificações, se inscreve no canal, compartilha esse vídeo e comenta aí o que você quiser saber das bolsas internacionais. Por hoje você já sabe, pregão encerrado!
So, yeah, we lost a lot of people down here, friends that were unfortunate. It sucked. It's horrible. There's no other word for it. I still get goosebumps thinking about it.